everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Michael in the Backyard. We're in the shop with another box, and this isn't designed to be an unboxing video, but I did, in my recent efforts to get back into bikes, and I'm very passionate about it, I guess. I don't know. I actually brought a bike home from work that a person wanted me to do a tune-up. I offered to do the tune-up. They took me up on the offer, and that's what this giant bike here, it's not very big, but it's got a giant name, and we're going to tune that up. But this I saw online, and before you tune off or shut it out, I'm going to say it came from Walmart.com, okay? And the Concord bikes, e-bikes that I have from Walmart have been better than expected. So then I saw this one. And occasionally I'll flip up on some pictures of the advertisement online as I talk through this. And my biggest curiosity was, this is one of the cheapest e-bikes with a 1200 watt peak motor, it said, on Walmart.com. They don't even sell this one at the store. I haven't seen it at the stores around here. But it had a rough trip, apparently. And FedEx, down south, when things don't go well and when I think I'm dealing with a bunch of idiots, the word used is bless their hearts. So, FedEx, bless your heart. I know you didn't try hard at all. This thing has a rock embedded here. It has a severe rip here, a punctured hole there. All the tape on this box has been broken from the original tape and then retaped. Not from the factory. So, this thing spent at least 4 days. Today's Thursday. On Monday, it was supposed to be delivered to my house. It said it was in Cedar Rapids, which is like 50 miles away. Must be a FedEx hub there. So that was at 7 something on a Monday morning. Sure. They're not going to get it out in time that day. Sure. 3 days. Today's Thursday. And it finally shows up at my doorstep. And when I was wheeling it around back from the front to bring it into the shop, a neighbor was walking by and she goes, "That ended up at my house." Yeah. FedEx. Good job, guys. You suck. Anywho, and if you work for FedEx, I'm sorry. Maybe you don't. But the ones around here, no bueno. And that's my only rant about that. So the box is ripped and torn, and I have no idea. All the staples have been ripped out. The only thing holding it was some later on down the line tape. I'm not sure what condition I'm going to find the thing to be in inside here. Hopefully undamaged, so I don't have to deal with going back to the factory. But that's my rant. I got a seat. There's a seat. All right. And I see things that are poking through, and it's on the caliper side. And it has protection, thank goodness. And a decent amount of protection, it looks like. Had you guys pointing at the sky. I do apologize about that. But what you didn't see is I did get a box out of here that does have the charger, a couple tools, a tool set, and a little cheesy bike lock, which said came with it. That's cool. Let's see if I can lift this one out of here. Oh man. That hurts. Oh. What do we got down here? It's like a fender and a kickstand. And that's it. All right. Let's turn this where it can actually hold the bike up, maybe. Oh. Sorry about my little rant. I was just a little disgusted with how, things get handled. Actually, I'm going to use my little nippers here so I don't accidentally cut something. Let me grab those. I actually bought another new pair of nippers. We're going to lay that down. It's all protected. Luckily, these things have, well, I got pushed on there pretty good. Protection on the axle. That got really gnarled up. Does have a drilled brake rotor. Awesome. I saw that on the advert, and I'm like, is that really gonna match? Is that really gonna be a drilled brake rotor? Matches pretty good. I was kind of concerned because the picture seemed like a what do you want to call it, where somebody generates a picture of something like it, but it's not actually a picture of the real object. There's a word, it'll come to my head, and I'll share it with you as soon as I hear myself say it. More here. All right. It's actually a very nice looking wheel. Oh, wow. Those bearings feel like garbage. They feel like they've been run through sand. Now, for what I paid for this, and I'll share this with you in the video here in a little bit, I didn't expect much. So if I'm saying something ain't quite up to snuff, I didn't expect it to be up to snuff. I mean, this was less than a $500 bike by a ways. But everything else seems to have survived. This crank arm seems very, very thin. Now, let's see here. We'll keep going. Stand it back up here. This does not have a protective thing on the end. What do I got to do to rotate this? There's the handlebars. Maybe let's do something here. We're going to do something a little different with this guy. Back down, back on the ground, back on the ground. Let's see if I can get this up in the stand, as it were. She got a bit of heft to her. All right. We got her up in the stand here. Let's finish unwrapping this beast. I just stuck the seat post in. It's a thin sheet metal post. It's not an alloy post. When I say alloy, not aluminum alloy. All right, we're back. I had to take a little break. All right, let's finish doing stuff here. We'll cut this off. Nice derailleur guard there. That's probably what protected it during shipping, but I'm seeing a little bit of a this chain ring, this crank it's bent. It's not straight. But I can pull that off and check some things out possibly. Oh wow. Yeah. So the reason I bought this, I'm checking out the spectrum, you know, higher end bikes, low end bikes, and what can you expect? And honestly, for the price that I got this for, it was good money. It's money I earned, but I probably shouldn't have spent it on something like this. But this is to help people understand what they're buying. This right here, the bearings, they're terrible. I might be just over tightened, but we'll double check that. Let's get after some of this stuff and see if I can see what's going on there. And believe me, guys, believe me, I'm just here to tell you, this isn't turning into a bike channel. I just like doing bike stuff every now and then, okay? And I gotten back into it, and you're on the journey with me everywhere I go. Ooh, that was way tight. Yeah, that was over tightened for sure. That feels smoother. Let me just swing this around to the front side. we'll just leave that there for now. Whoops, we got to do some fine tuning. We'll just snug this back up a little bit to kind of hold it. We'll do fine tune it here in a little bit. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this handlebar up here. Get it out of our way so we can put the front wheel on, all right? And this is everything, you know, I didn't expect much. Did not expect much here because it is a very inexpensive e-bike. Now, this is all coming out over here. So I think this needs to be coming up this side, maybe, maybe not. Maybe like that. Sure. Sure, why not? That's gonna actually stay there? No way. Now this is advertised as a mountain bike, but that mountain bike term, or it's an MTB, which is short for mountain bike, a term that is used very loosely because there are definitely different calibers of bikes out there. We're not going to tighten all this stuff down yet. We're just going to get it loosely in place where I think I would like to have it while I was if I was riding it. And before I put this wheel on, just like that front, if you over tighten bearings, it can make them feel really, really rough. So I have a feeling good, those threads didn't get damaged there, that this cup and cone setup here, it's just going to be a cup and cone bearing in here. And I have a feeling that they might be over adjusted. So I'm going to see if I can make some adjustments here. Having trouble getting the camera aimed at me tonight. Boy, this is some of the cheesiest of cheese, but I didn't expect it to be anything less. I had no false hopes about this being anything but cheap, but let's see here. If I back this off, at least that feels smooth now. Man, gotta be careful. See, that bad part about buying some of this stuff online, people will just ride this and they will be none the wiser. Because once it's all put together, you won't feel this stuff that you can feel when it's apart like this. Well, first I thought it was just garbage bearings. And granted, these aren't going to be high quality bearings, folks. But I can definitely make it feel better than it did. So what you got is a cup and cone type situation with loose ball bearings. Maybe a caged ball bearing in there. I don't know how they did it. But now I got that. Doesn't feel like there's gravel in there now. No play, so that's good. We might have to pull this back off and do some adjustments later on. After we, let's just say, wear it in a bit. Now we can slip the front wheel on. Once I get this put together, I'll share some stuff with you that I'm kind of witnessing as I'm putting it together. But I want to verify what I'm witnessing is what it is. Front rotor's got a little whoop in it. I can see that. We got to straighten that. Okay. Got a headlight. Well, this is a lightweight little dude. I think it's supposed to mount right here. Well, just for funsies, before I get it all set up, let's go ahead and turn it on and see what happens. Let's see here. That looks like the power button, maybe. Let's turn the battery on. So the battery's on. It's lit up with a 1 green bar out of 5 bars total. That looks like a horn button. Oh, there we go. So if I turn this off, nope, that doesn't do anything. It's lock or unlock, I suppose. Well, that seems to be working. So hopefully this is probably gonna be flashy for you guys depending on what the screen does, but I just want to get this in here tight. So it looks like we have, that's on and off is the M button here. So that's on. Power assist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what if we just hit that? There's odometer. VCL volts, 49 volts. Time, trip, odometer. Okay. It's got a freaking horn. Wow. So I think this headlight is a, let's see here. Yeah, the headlight doubles as a horn, and here's your headlight. Whoops. There it is. Fairly bright. All right, so far that all works. We'll put it in pedal assist 5 here, which I think it's in. We're gonna give it a crank here. Just easy, gentle. Takes off. Now I'm going really slow here. It's going up to 24.4 miles an hour. Okay. All right. Feeling a little bit better about it now. We gotta get the other parts out here. Where'd they go? Where'd I put my other parts? Okay, we got the bike put together. We tightened up the handlebars. Sorry, the battery died. And got some things, the seat adjusted a little bit, tightened up the controller here, looked some things over. You know, she ain't 100% yet because I got some more work to do. But I want to, before I do more stuff, as it were, I want to put it on a charger. This thing's set up so you can put a bike rack on it if you want, it looks like. You know, we're going to charge it up. This is a 48 volt, supposed to be a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery. So, that's what it says. And it said 1200 peak watts. Well, I kind of question that, but it says the 750 watt hub motor here. Looks kind of small, kind of dainty. Accelerates up to 25 with just the what I did here, pedaling. Also has a twist throttle here. So you can just twist that throttle and go. Versus a thumb throttle. Interesting. Don't mind it. Let's get this bike down on the ground. We're going to get the battery charged up and we'll get back to it because I want to do some fine tuning to this thing. As fine as I can do on this type of bike. And tell you about some of the features I've discovered as I'm putting it together. And what is it all about and what isn't it, you know? And go from there. But I got to get my Bianchi bike, a high quality bike, out up on the rack here. I'm going to do some cleaning up, some work. I'm going on a ride tomorrow, and I want to take that bike out for a ride. This one I can just throw up in here across the crossbar. Just make sure I don't pinch down on my cable. Now this is an oldie but a goodie old road bike of mine. I put a many thousands of miles on. And I want to just make sure everything's it's been hanging upside down for years. I did put some more air in the tires because they were flat. Just want to see if it shifts like it used to. I think that'll work. Brake-wise, we're in good shape. She's just a dusty. She's dusty dirty. Yep. So we're going to do a little cleaning up here. A wipe down, as it were.
Power on.
And
Bluetooth connected.
My speaker just starts talking to me over there for no reason. Hadn't even turned it on. It just turned on all by itself. I think it's got a ghost. So up here I did have, let's see if I can get you guys on it here. I got my aero bars I've always had here that I used to ride aero a lot, you know, laid down. We're gonna leave those on for now. They'll work for what I'm wanting to do, I think. And I want to take this off. I used to have a little radio I put here. I got something a little better for this action now. I want to put on this one to hold my phone. And but yeah, she's still a smooth machine. Still putting on the same type of rear view mirror I've always had on other bikes now. So in order to remove this piece, I need to pull this bolt out. So we'll do that. Well, that 48 volt over there is on the charger, and you can hear the fan running on the charger itself. Let's see if this will mount right up here for me somewhere. I put this phone mount on another bike. I bought another one because I wanted to be able to, this moves around pretty easy from bike to bike because you can just open this up and you can push that button for quick movement for a different starting point. So if you run out of thread in here, see that has just so many threads, but it has little teeth so you can get it close, start clamping this back all the way out, so then I can, I don't know, not hating it. Then it's got this little ball and socket back here. We'll slip that over that. This little ball will snap in here. There, like that. And this is a little, for lack of a better term, a collet nut. It's probably the exact term. Now, I watch this YouTube channel called Bike Farmer. And he uses furniture polish. He uses Behold. Why? Because he says it's the cheapest thing at his grocery store. I can appreciate that. So I found some Pledge. And it works pretty good for bike polish, I think. He's been using it for years, he said. So why not? Oh, that's something else I need to do. I gotta change out my pedals. These are clipless pedals, and I want to put platform pedals on it because I'm moving away from clipless for now until I get back into better riding shape. But I got these Rock Bros I'm gonna put right on here, so I can put my big old wide foot right on there, really comfy. I mean, when I say wide foot, I mean the ball of my foot for sure. That's what I mean. Yep. Where's me a wiper down towel? Let's get a little bit of microfiber action here. I got all new batteries in my tail lights. Let's see if this, this is gonna shine up like brand new. Oh yeah, pretty. Just trying to knock a little bit of the ugly off of it. It ain't gonna be, I mean, this is a 1998 Bianchi Volpe. This isn't your typical racing color. I don't know what I know the Bianchi color is kind of this really cool looking green color, but this one, when I bought it, it was in dark blue. Like I said, I've put thousands of miles on this bike in this configuration, this very configuration you see here, and had great success and a lot of enjoyment riding this bike. This bike fits me so well that after I got it and rode it and got it all set up with everything I wanted to have on it to do what I wanted to do, I went back to the bike shop. The bike shop was Hall Bicycle in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's still there today. Been around for a long, long time. And had him send me another one in a box. This one was put together on the floor when I bought it. And there again, it was together and all that fun stuff. So I said, okay, what about the next one, Mr. Steve? Could I get it in a box? And he goes, normally we won't do that for anybody. But at this point in time in history, I've been doing a lot of things that he thought was unique, because in my toolmaker days and my machinist days, which I'm still one of those kind of guys, still do things as you guys see. He appreciated what I'd done. I actually made them some parts, and I built them a belt sander for their shop. Just a homemade belt sander. The one you can't buy or find, and it won't be as heavy duty today as what I built them in that time frame. My guess is it's still there in the basement. Should stop by there someday and say hi. I don't know if anybody there would even know me anymore. But it's been a lot of years. But he says, for you, because I know you and what you've been doing, and I know all the tools you've been buying from us, because keep in mind, this was way before all the internet shopping was going on. And he says, for you, I would do it. So he brought in another one in a box. We'll get right down here so I can get down here. Oh, not hurting my knees anymore. This is the scabbage that I have from my crash. This has been exactly a week ago today that I wiped out on my bike. And this old sprocket isn't like the mountain bike sprockets that are fat, thin, fat, thin. This is just a regular thin sprocket-y deal. Okay. But like I said, I'm just trying to knock some of the dirt and grime off from hanging upside down for, honestly, the last 14 years this has been hanging upside down in the house. And the boss is always asking, why don't you get rid of those? Why don't you sell them? I said, I will never sell my bikes. Never. Never. And now that I'm back into bikes, I am so glad I never did, because these bikes are so cool still to me. They might not be cool to anybody else, but they're so cool to me. This rear wheel is a unique wheel too, from the aspect that it is not a standard road bike wheel when it comes to the spoke count that it has. Most rear wheels will have like a 28 or 32 spoke count. I think 32 maybe. Well, I can tell you in a minute here. We'll count the front wheel because that's what this originally came on. So this one's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. 48 spoke. 48 spoke rear wheel. And this stock standard came with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 spoke. That's got 48 spoke. Why? Because after I put 3,000 miles on my factory wheels, the spokes started breaking. And replaced the spokes, broke a few more spokes, and then I asked Steve, he was my bike guy at the time, he was my all-knowing bike guy. I'm sure he's since retired. Maybe he's still working at the bike shop, I don't know. Steve, if you're out there watching this video, look me up. Send me an email. I'd love to come visit with you and chat with you. It's been a long, long time. Anyway, this is a tandem rear wheel. This rear wheel is set up spoke-wise to handle the strength and the torque and the weight of two riders. He goes, this one you won't break. Now, I will admit that I rode it for a lot of miles and put a lot of miles on it. It's been fantastic. I did break one spoke. One of them did break, and I replaced it, and I told myself if another spoke breaks, I am going to relace the wheel. I haven't relaced the wheel. By relacing, I mean we're going to put all new spokes in it. These are some good, high-quality stainless spokes that were stuck in this bike, or in this wheel, and was well worth it. Because on these bikes, if you break a spoke, especially on a 36 spoke wheel, you break a spoke, they're under some tension, and that wheel will go wonky. And on a disc brake bike, not as big a deal. Still will go wonky on you, but you don't lose the braking capability as bad because you have you're braking down here, and up here you're braking on the rim. When that rim's doing this, it's rubbing hardcore. And when it's rubbing hardcore, it makes a lot of noise, it slows you down, and it's just not safe. So, I actually started carrying what they call a Kevlar spoke that you could lace in here as a Kevlar string, and it's strong enough to be a spoke, believe it or not. And I had to use that once. And it was enough that I could put it in there, tighten it down, and actually chew up the wheel enough that it didn't have to disconnect the brake, which was absolutely freaking awesome. Got me back home, and got the spoke replaced and went on another ride. And there's really nothing wrong with this bike other than it just sat and got dusty. The cable adjustments all seem to be where they used to be. If I ride it tomorrow, well, not if, when I ride it tomorrow, if there's any other adjustments I need to make, they will be minor, and they will be, I could probably do it with the barrel nuts. Now, this bike didn't originally come with a suspension fork, but the harshness of the front end, I sacrificed weight for comfort, and which typically you don't do on a road bike. But this is a chromoly frame. This is still a steel tube frame, but it's welded. It's not lugged, but it's still a really good frame. Appreciate you guys following along and watching and putting up with my bike capades here. I don't know when this video is I'm gonna put it out there for viewing, but I'm sure it'll be out before what I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm taking another trip to that car lot that I went to before in South Carolina, and I'm curious to see if he's got any new stuff, and do a video from South Carolina again on that particular car lot, because you guys, I got 72,000 views off of that particular video, which was incredible for this channel. And there again, I appreciate all the subscribers and people that logged on thinking, I know you're thinking that you're going to get into a car channel and you're going to see some stuff. But I've got a lot of irons in the fire. I got projects for myself lined up. I am never going to be bored. And I've been building up projects for a while, and we'll be executing those projects. Went through all that trouble, and I pulled it out, and I didn't do the other half. Gosh darn it. But I'm glad I got to play with this bike and settle down after putting that other bike together a little bit, because that shipping had me riled up a bit, and I shouldn't get riled up about it. But I just, I need to put a cable in on that joker for sure. I got some too. I'll put them on it. Alrighty, we're back out here on the Sport. New mountain sport technology, Sports Mind, mountain bike, Sport, Kenda, Sport. What are they trying to prove? Biking is a sport? Yeah, sure. Now we got a problem here. Right there. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy. And I'm banging on this thing because the sprocket got a little, I'll just say it ain't as flat as it was. It ain't as true as it was. So I'm kind of just watching it. wonder. Now some of you might be thinking I'm nuts for just banging on this thing. But it's steel. I could probably live with that. Everything on this bike is steel. Now, mostly today you see all. I can live with that. Because of the way it was shipped, or maybe from the manufacturer, it's just pure garbage, but still got to put air in this tire for show. Why is this valve stem so far down in there? What is going on here? This valve 28 to 45. See if we got enough battery left in here to do that. Let's take them up to, I'm going to just go 45. See if it'll hold this stem out for me. I can wiggle it the rest of the way out. Has 11 pounds in it. I've been using the crap out of this little guy. By golly, it did it. One light left. This little pump impressed me. I had it with me the other morning when we went for a bike ride with the group. And a guy had a slack tire and he goes, "Anybody got a pump?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, Presta or Schrader. I got it both right here." And I just pumped up a Schrader or a Presta. Presta. Oh, come back here. Get over here. A Presta tire just a minute ago, tubeless tire, pumped it up to 50. This thing had already pumped up another tire the other day up to 50, and I hadn't charged it yet. But no, we're good to go. All right. I put a full charge on this battery. It's a 48 volt battery, supposed to be 10 amp hours. I think I got everything tuned up. We'll put the pump away for a second. Put it on the charger actually. Before I put my life on the line here, I'm going to just double check some of the stuff I did here. I'm trying to remember what I got completed. Yeah, I didn't tighten that down yet. I just had it snug. Now shifting wise, there's something going on here because when I click down, clicks down pretty easy, but when I push this up, it pushes really hard. So I'm not sure if there is a bind somewhere. Seems to come through the frame pretty nice. It's got this little Humpty Dump here for whatever reason. Everything back here seems to move. Just wonder if it's in the actual control itself. It takes a strong thumb to get after it. That's what I'm saying. Let's go ahead and turn it back on. You hold the M button down. I'm gonna get it down here on the. Let's go here. See if I can get you guys in on this one more time. I can't remember if I recorded this or not, but I can't say that I hate the color display. It's actually pretty sharp. And it's got a twist throttle here. This is a twist throttle. And we'll put it in pedal assist 1, just like that. Give the throttle a twist. Back wheel starts to go. About 5 miles an hour. Nothing too crazy fast. Go ahead to pedal assist 3. Give her a little more onions. She works her way up there. Pedal assist 5. Give her the onions. $22.6 according to this. I don't know what that means. You got a light. You got a light here. Doesn't tell you the light's on. Still got the horn. Yep. This battery pack here, it has a key that turns the battery on and off. But it also has, you can push that right there, turns the battery on as well. You can see that it's full. You can turn it off here. It turns the computer off up here. So this is on. Then I can just hit the on button again, back at the middle button. I don't know. Here's the other thing I wanted to show you guys that I thought was interesting about this bike, because I thought these crank arms, I'm like, they're very small in comparison to the crank arms on all my other bikes. I mean, all my other bikes, every single one of my other bikes. And I realized that they're steel. Steel, steel, steel. Seat post is even steel. Handlebars are steel. Neck, ooh, that's alloy. Tubes here, steel, steel, steel. So the wheels are alloy, but everything else on this bike is steel. So, not this little piece. But, so that's, the whole bike is made out of steel and it's welded together. Welded together steel, just like aluminum is welded together. Big old battery, appears to be not removable. Look at that. Squeaky squeak. Not sure I want to take this mountain biking, even though they call it a mountain bike. At best, it's a gravel bike in my opinion. The front forks are just this little rubber band here that's supposed to tell you how much you compress your forks. It's barely there. I'll probably cut that off eventually. The chain ring up front is not what you'd call a fat, thin chain ring, which helps. Let me show you what that mean by that. Well, this is going to be hard to see, I think. But you can see every other tooth, that's a thin tooth and a fat tooth, a thin tooth and a fat tooth. That helps the chain stay on better on mountain biking. It helps the ones kind of guiding it and holding it for it don't wiggle too much, so the next one picks it up and holds it, wiggle, holds it, wiggle, you know what I mean. Even the kickstand is steel. Yeah, it's steel. The whole kickstand bracket, let me show you, the whole kickstand bracket. Normally these are, you know, I always called them, you know, that's all steel, steel. You could probably weld this one back together if it broke. I don't know how good of unobtainium it's made out of, but this tread pattern, does that look familiar? Probably, probably not. It's funny because on this cheap mountain bike, one of the cheapest ones you can get off of Walmart.com, $800 trail bike, more or less. I mean, if this is a mountain bike, then this is a mountain bike because it has the same kind of suspension fork on the front. This is an $800 bike, and this was less than $400. I think this was like, let me look it up. I want to be accurate with you. This is the channel of truths. Truths, I'll tell you. Let's see here. Walmart.com. It's $349 for this GT20. Now here it calls 2800 G28-1200 watt peak 26-inch mountain bike. This has a 750 watt motor. I don't know what peak versus not peak means. If all 750 watt motors have a 1200 peak, I don't know. 45 mile plus range LCD display, 330 pound capacity. Pneumatic tires, which about that means they got air in them, right? Sold and shipped by MIS ODO e-bike direct. So I still got to call the, oh, here we go, more stuff. 7-speed professional transmission system. Easily conquer 30-degree steep slopes and complex terrain. Maximum speed 25 miles an hour. Off-road climbing efficiency increased by 50%. Rugged mountain bike. Rugged mountain roads smooth. 45 to 50 miles of ultra-long battery life. Now, if you guys have already seen my Concord bikes, Walmart, those are sold by Walmart. They advertise 20 miles range on that particular bike, and I got well over 20 miles range. So what this is telling me is I should be able to put this in pedal assist 4, just like I did pedal assist 4 on the Concord e-bike, and get 45, literally more than twice the range. Huh. 48 volt, 15 amp hours. So it does have 5 more amp hours than the Concord has. Capacity, lithium battery, UL 2849 certified. Single charge, battery life of 45 miles. Battery life increased by 20%. What does it say here? Oh, golly. It gave me a whole bunch of more little words. All right, you guys are going to love this. Aviade. Let's see. This is 1200 peak power. Aviation grade aluminum alloy frame and all-terrain tires. So I think that's the frame for the wheels is alloy, is aviation grade, because it sure as heck ain't the frame. Smart LCD instrument plus 3 mode riding mode, high definition LCD, which I would agree with. That's high def. Looks nice. Built-in headlight and free professional fenders. These fenders they feel like the same exact stuff. I ain't kidding you. I wouldn't lie to you. This feels like the exact same stuff that a milk cart or a gallon milk jug's made out of. A little thicker back here, but out here, milk jug. And I don't know how it might keep getting a racing stripe up your back when you get a puddle, but I'm curious how many bumps I can hit before that just, I don't know. We'll see. All right, folks, I'm back. I just took this thing for a 9.1 mile rip according to the GPS on it. I did not use my Strava app because I didn't think, honestly, I was going to rate it that much. And I didn't rate it that much because it was fun. I just wanted to do a good, thorough ride to see how I felt about this bike. Well, for one of the cheapest e-bikes you can get, they call it a mountain bike. That term is used, so I would not take this. Little single track flat trails with some grades up and down, sure, go for it. True mountain biking? Absolutely not. First thing I noticed when I got on this thing was riding is the flexibility in the frame. The frame flexes. I could feel it felt like things were loose. And then after I rode it, I'm like, why does this feel so loose? And I started looking, and you could feel things flexing and twisting, which on these aluminum frame bikes, and my carbon frame bikes and stuff, they seem to be a lot more rigid. Now this helmet, I'm taking it off right now. Whew. This is a P2R helmet that I just got. If you go to Virginia Tech's website and look at bike helmets, this one actually has even a little light on the back. It's a nice helmet. This is a MIPS approved helmet. Virginia Tech, I think it's rated number 8 out of like 270 helmets. It has this little magnetic visor. I pre-ordered this. This little magnetic visor or windscreen or what do you want to call it pops on there. Not a fan. It's got this little thing right here that needs to go. And because you can see it, it's in your line of sight, unlike your glasses. It rides too close to my face. Somebody else might be fine. I'll still use the helmet. The helmet's perfectly fine. This will not be used again. Nope, ever, never, ever. But the helmet, it's a beautiful helmet. It's got a nice, neat finish on it. Slick, but it looks dull. But this has a crash rating. I encourage everybody out there that is looking to buy a bike helmet, go to Virginia Tech's website on bike helmets or helmets in general. They do motorcycle helmets, or not motorcycle, football, bike, hockey, field hockey, anything sport that has a helmet, they do testing. In order for them to test a helmet, a company has to send them at least 5 helmets for testing. And they will destroy all of them most likely. Chances are they need 4 for testing. The 5th one is for in case they have to retest. But they do all kinds of performance and impact testing. This one is, like I said, number 8 out of well over 200 helmets. And the price point on this was only like $60, $70-ish, somewhere in that range, where all the helmets on all before and after it are anywhere well over $100 to $300. So not a bad deal. I looked for price and I looked for saving my brain, you know, type of durability. I yet to have found the charge port. It's a Type-C rechargeable because it actually came with the cable, but I can't find the plug-in. It's somewhere. I'll probably have to look at the instructions, and that disappoints me. But yeah, it's comfortable, except for that little glass thing. I just rode 9.1 miles on that thing. I thought it was going to cut a hole in my nose. It did not. The P2R helmet. Helmet itself, 10 out of 10. Visor, 1 out of 10. Bike. Let's start ranking some things on this bike. Seat. Comfort-wise, I was pleasantly surprised. Was actually very comfortable. I think I could do a long ride on this seat without it being a big burden. The output, the look of this screen here is actually really nice. It's bright. You can see it outside plain as day. It's very vivid. I am down to 2 bars out of 5 on the battery. Now, I did ride this in pedal assist 5 because I really wanted to put the stress on it, on the battery. And let's just say it burned up 60% of the battery at 9.1 miles in pedal assist 5. Now that's uphill, downhills, and everything. When I'm going up hills, I'm pedaling. I did a couple of just a throttle only thing. It's got some pep in its step. The little 750 watt motor does pretty decent. You can hear it when you go up hills, like if you're lugging an engine. Say you had a manual transmission. What's on my leg? Manual transmission. You're going uphill and you're in the wrong gear and it's lugging. You can hear that motor grunting a little bit, and it makes some noise throughout the frame, metal frame. I don't think it's hurting anything. I think it should be protected. If it overheats, it'll shut off, I presume. But yeah, I abused the battery and stuff at 9.1 miles. I'm thinking if you had it in pedal assist 3, you could probably go 20, 25. This frame is too small for me. I would say this is more of a medium frame. I need a large frame. I'm 6'1". I am 260 pounds. This bike flexes under me a little bit. Now, what's this bike perfect for? I'm going to tell you. And I do need to adjust the rear brake. It seems to have I got a lot of pull on that handle. And looks like they both stretched. The brakes did burn in. This bike is good for a young person, a more small framed person. I would say, in my estimation, weight range 150 pounds or less would be ideal for this bike. You would enjoy all the aspects of it pretty well. The front fork, even with me on it, and I didn't do any jumping, guys. You don't jump a bike like this. It actually absorbed quite a bit. But when you grab the front brake at speed, you can watch that front tire just do one of these numbers. You can see the fork flex. A lot of flexing going on. It felt a little rubbery is the best way I can describe it. But is it solid? I think it'll hold up okay. I put 50 pounds of air in each tire. I did some gravel travel, and I did some over by me. There's a school area and a park area that has some walking trail / bike trail. I made several laps on that. It's dirty because I took it on gravel. Some of the gravel was bigger sized. These smaller tires did okay. But I ain't kidding you, the Concord e-bike is way more comfortable. And for $200 more, I would go for the Concord e-bike from Walmart over this one for sure. It just seems to be a better quality bike, better componentry. It just seems more solid. This one here, and it being an aluminum chassis, makes a big difference. I do like the computer control on this, though. This is pretty sweet. I can't argue with that. It does show, when you run through the little things, it'll show you the voltage, which is 46.7 volts. Time, 68. I don't know what that means. 9.1 mile trip. Total miles, 9.4. Yeah, it just goes through that. And it's got an odometer as well. Let's see here. Trip, odometer. So anyway, overall bike, what would I give it? Out of 10? And I need to start a ranking of what I would rank these bikes. My Hemingway is for the bike and the heaviness and the sturdiness and the craziness of it all. 8 to 9 out of 10 for sure. Why isn't it a 10 out of 10? Because I haven't ridden all the e-bikes and I don't know what a 10 out of 10 might be. but I just feel that it's up there. This, in comparison, if it was a full-size, large frame that fits me, the best I could give this one, due to what I'm seeing for batteries so far, and the power for the 750, is it 750? My wife's Magnum is a 750, and it feels like it has a little more grunt in it than this does. And it's a heavier bike with bigger tires even. You know, 4? I think I could give the whole thing a 4. It'd probably only be a 2 or a 3, except for the saddle was comfortable. The gear change seems to be working good, and the display looks pretty cool and functions as it should. The headlight, the horn, you know, headlights on and off with a switch. And the horn. Did I use the horn? Nope, didn't need to. So, maybe I'm being a little hard on it, being a 4 out of 10. But the difference is, the Concord bike, for instance, I would buy that again. I think anything 4 or less is a I wouldn't buy again situation, and that's where this falls into. So they advertise it as a lot more than it is. But there again, you also got to know, when you buy a $2,000 e-bike and you buy a less than $400 e-bike, what are you going to get? The components, things have to suffer. Componentry has to suffer. Otherwise, the electronics on it seem to be fine. Longevity is something I won't know. Now, this is the perfect bike for my grandkids. When they come over to ride, I've got the Hobsco, and I've got this thing that I can adjust the seat down. I think it'll fit them well to go for a bike ride with me. That they could actually enjoy. Their weight-wise, their size-wise, it will fit them much better. This grip, it's got this grip throttle, which is kind of neat. So, and like I said, we burned up probably 60% of that battery. It might have another 5 miles in it, maybe, which would get it, you know, didn't get no 45 out of it. But there again, that's also, I don't know how, they don't have a standardized ranking on these things, I don't believe yet, on e-bikes. Like when you're in pedal assist 1, it'll go this far. Pedal assist 2, and X amount of elevation gain, X amount of this. You know, they haven't standardized all that stuff. And I'm not here to standardize it for you or for them. I just know my experience and what I'm riding and how it holds up. And I can share that with you folks. Well, there again, this wasn't supposed to be a complete bike review type thing, but it was, what do you get for that kind of money? Buyer beware in this case. It's not awesome. I'll put the key back in it now before I lose it. What? Wait a minute, that ship's done sailed. Did I lose it already? I'm gonna lose it. Oh, lost it. I know I stuck it in my pocket so I wouldn't lose it while I was riding. Now the question is, which pocket? There we go. Found it. You can stop looking now. We'll stick the key in here. Keep it with it. There we go. We'll shut the battery off. Now that they burned the battery down, on all these type of batteries, I'm down to, let's say, 40%. Store it like that. If you're not going to ride it anytime soon, do not charge it back up. It does not require charging. This is a 48-volt battery. And these lithium batteries like to be charged up before use, like to be stored at 40 to 50 to 60% discharge, you know. They'll last longer for you. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to put this one away. And we got to get some other projects done around here. And I appreciate you guys joining me for this. Hope you learned something. I learned something. When I learn, I like to share it with you guys so you learn. I'm going to throw it back up in the rack here. Adjust that rear brake and the front brake a little bit. Take a little more of that stroke out of that lever now. Now that we've burned them in, stretched some cables, this is when you make the adjustments, and then you should be good for a little while. That's Michael saying, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. And this is turning into the bike channel. Not forever, just till I get past this little phase in my life. Give me a few more shots at it. I got a few more things I want to do. I got some trips I want to take on a bike and stuff like that. I want to bring you guys along. Adventure, as it were, on a bike. And we'll see you on the next video if I'm lucky. You guys be good to one another. You see somebody that needs some help out there, help them. Don't be afraid to jump in and help somebody, bring a smile to their face, and let's just make the world a little bit better place out there. Everybody needs, we just need a little more kindness out there. There's a lot of it going on. I wish that made the news more than what does make the news. I'm out.